If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. To every action, there is always opposed an equal reaction. I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people. What goes up must come down. Nature is pleased with simplicity, and nature is no dummy. Tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. Gravity explains the motions of the planets, but it cannot explain who sets the planets in motion. A man may imagine things that are false, but he can only understand things that are true. We build too many walls and not enough bridges. Truth is ever to be found in simplicity and not in the multiplicity and confusion of things. If others would think as hard as I did, then they would get similar results. I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore. Errors are not in the art, but in the artificers. Plato is my friend, Aristotle is my friend, but my greatest friend is truth. I keep the subject constantly before me and wait till the first dawnings open slowly, by little and little, into a full and clear light. What we know is a drop, what we don't know is an ocean. No great discovery was ever made without a bold guess. Truth is the offspring of silence and meditation. My powers are ordinary. Only my application brings me success. To explain all nature is too difficult a task for any one man or even for any one age. Amicus Plato, amicus Aristotle, magis amica veritas. Live your life as an exclamation rather than an explanation. The description of right lines and circles, upon which geometry is founded, belongs to mechanics. And to every action, there is always an equal and opposite or contrary reaction. In the absence of any other proof, the thumb alone would convince me of God's existence. Whence arises all that order and beauty we see in the world? I was like a boy playing on the seashore and diverting myself now and then, finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary. He who thinks half-heartedly will not believe in God, but he who really thinks has to believe in God. It is the perfection of God's works that they are all done with the greatest simplicity. To me, there has never been a higher source of earthly honor or distinction than that connected with advances in science. I do not feign hypotheses. As long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. There is geometry in the humming of the strings. There is music in the spacing of the spheres. Silence is better than unmeaning words. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in a few. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. No man is free who cannot command himself. Friends are as companions on a journey, who ought to aid each other to persevere in the road to a happier life. Concern should drive us into action and not into a depression. No man is free who cannot control himself. Educate the children, and it won't be necessary to punish the men. In anger, we should refrain both from speech and action. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they will. Reason is immortal, all else mortal. Practice justice in word and deed, and do not get in the habit of acting thoughtlessly about anything. Do not even think of doing what ought not to be done. Numbers rule the universe. Above all things, respect yourself. A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence. Strength of mind rests in sobriety, for this keeps your reason unclouded by passion. It is only necessary to make war with 5 things: with the maladies of the body, the ignorances of the mind, with the passions of the flesh, with the seditions of the city, and the discords of families.